Hello everyone, we are back again at the Adobe Western Railroad and Maricopa Live Steamers at Adobe Mountain Railroad Park. Now this is my home club here, well currently home club. Of course before I moved to Arizona it was Southern California Live Steamers, but today I'm probably going to start a series of videos highlighting this place. Now this is the longest, and listen to these words here, longest club owned track in the United States, I believe. Definitely the United States, but I don't know about anywhere else in the world. So here there's 6 different routes that cover about a total of 18 miles of track. That includes yards and sidings, main lines, every single piece of track. Now when you just include the main line, it's a bit shorter, but there's still a decent amount of track here for any number of different ways to go. Now today we will be taking the longest run, at least I think that is possible, without, caveat, without doubling back on some railroad tracks. So going on the same track at the same time. There's going to be a few short sections where we do, but for the most part it will be going on the single track without repeating sections of rail. We are at Adobe City Station. I will show you a map here in just a second of the route we will be taking. Most of this will be just going over time lapses, but let's just go to the different sections and then I'll do normal video for the change of route that we'll have to take, or maybe when we double on some track. It's only for a few hundred feet or so, maybe a few hundred yards, but that's it. So let's take a look at the map, what route we'll be taking. I'll go an overview of the routes real quick. So this will cover all but one of the routes, and not every single route in its entirety that we will be taking. It'll make more sense in just a minute here, so let's take a look at the map. Now here is a map of the Adobe Western Railroad. Right now we are at Adobe City here. All that yellow is Adobe City and the main yard limits. We'll be taking this blue route over to Pottsville Depot, double back, take an interchange here. Now I'll post a link into the description about where you could find this map on Maricopa Live Steamers website as well. We will take that north onto Bauberg here, go around and then south on Farflung, make our way through the winding route of the orange here. Then we take the switch to get onto the north end of Serpentine. This long blue line snakes its way all the way down to the south end at Party Point and Way Lost. Very appropriate names. So we will take that north, Aren't You line, all the way back to Adobe City Station. This will take a while, a few hours, but for you it'll just be a few minutes. I don't know how long this video will take, but let's take a look and see what happens. You already know how long this video is. I don't. Now this route we will be taking, I do not know the mileage, but I will put the mileage of how far it is, actual miles. This is not scale, so I'll put actual miles first, and then I'll put scale miles. I'll be going at about 5 miles an hour here, so this will take some time to go on the whole length. And let's press the button. There are automatic switches here at Adobe Junction, or Adobe City Station, so let's take the first line to the Pottsville division. Green signal. Let's go ahead. I'll switch to time lapse right now. So for Pottsville, we go through Schneider Yard, past it, and Lizard Lip, heading over Dinky Ditch, and going through Perry View Station. Then we pass over Dead Man's Trestle, Mad Dog Spur, Rattlesnake Creek Bridge, Massey Siding. Then we go past Low Bridge and Not Sure Why, past Soggy Bottom, turning around at the museum through Pottsville. Then we make our way back, doubling on through Soggy Bottom, taking straight through Not Sure Why. Here comes our first route change from Pottsville onto Bauberg. This is the north interchange. Now just need to flip this switch over, go down the track to the right, And remember, always flip the switches back for normal mainline movement, so anyone who's going on the route doesn't get surprised and ends up on the wrong line. On Bauberg, pass through New Deal City siding, through who knows why, make it past Joshua Junction, we'll come back to this later, and Dirtwater, past Honeybee Mine, and Harrington Crossing. We reach Fork in the Road, Harrington's Crossing, or CY Tower. On the map it's listed as Harrington's Crossing. A few different names for it, but probably best known Harrington Crossing. So here is where Bauberg, straight ahead, the line that we were on here, crosses Farflung. We'll be taking the junction to the left to go on to Farflung and make our way round and round about till we get to Serpentine, which is the next junction at Franz and Sons Farm. Seriously, these are all names of these places. And one pretty funny one, which I might show later. We'll see. But let's get on to Farflung and make our way north, south, east, and west, because it goes all different directions. On Farflung, past Harrington's Crossing, we go through Cliffside and Judy's Hideaway, over the bridge, McCully Bridge, then through Smolik, with Marks Park, where Tell Me Why is. Then we go past the spur to Rock Downs, taking the long way around to Margaret's Ann's Meadows siding. Then we go through another siding at Theobald, passing over Joshua Junction once again, going down through Tucker's Tuckaway, Mills Wells siding, over the bridge past Hogwash Memorial Park, Bain Hollow, going round to Willikins and Gooch Gulch, and Franz and Sons Farm. Then we take the loop back on Farflung Flats, and we go over a bridge too far once again before trying to go on to Serpentine. Now we are at the junction for Farflung and Serpentine. We had to double back a short ways there for the balloon loop to get headed in the right direction to head on the Serpentine line. That's Franz and Sons Farm on Farflung. Bumblebee is the very north end of Serpentine. Serpentine Soup and Sewer Short Line is what it's called. And they definitely put in the name sewer in one of the places too. Yeah, we'll get around to that soon enough. But anyway, let's take a ride down here and try to avoid some golf balls, because right next door is a driving range for the 500 Club here in Phoenix, or North Phoenix / Glendale / Deer Valley area, whatever you want to call it. This is at 43rd and Pinnacle Peak Road, if you're wondering. And then to the south we got Thunderbird Peak is somewhere in that direction, and then some more of the hills down here. Pretty nice area, and you wouldn't think that it's very developed around here. Now for the Serpentine long haul, past Bumblebee and a golf ball. We go through Fort Misery, Gallow Gulch, Osband Tank on Warner, past Dead Old Man's Pond. It takes a while to get to the next point of interest, which will be Aho Junction, another interchange with Farflung. Going north, we go through Stray Horse, Messing Around Mine, Reasoner Ranch, backing around through Monkey Springs, and then we have the funny haha place called Kaka, crossing the Warner Division, past Potato Hole over the bridge. Then we go through Big Mistake at Aren't You Junction and Skull Valley. The line meets back up again at Bloody Basin. Then we go through Nowhere Spurs, Sheep Dip Creek, Bug Tussle. Then there are a few more spurs at Guywire. Last Chance is one of the last chances you'll have here. And then we finally get to the Y and junction at Serpentine to go into Aren't You. Now we're at almost the very south end of the railroad. at Serpentine. Very south end is Party Point, but that's on the Aren't You line. Might go and use the Aren't You line in another video, but right now we will be heading northbound back that way after turning around going ahead of us here. This is a Y junction for going either direction off of Aren't You to head north on Serpentine, or a way to head south on Serpentine and head north on Aren't You. This is a little confusing here. If you're not careful looking at the map, you might get lost here. Hence the name of the junction for Serpentine is called Way Lost. At least I think that's why it's called that. I don't know. So in order to turn to the north, which is generally that way, we need to go to the left. Not the second switch here, go straight there, but we need to go left on this switch because it crosses over itself on the junction before going onto Aren't You. And yes, you can make all the Gesundheit or bless you jokes as you like down in the comments. It helps me. Aren't You line is a straight shot back north, double tracked all the way. We go past Carlsbad, then the bridge over troubled waters. The whole line is double tracked, by the way. DeValin Glen, past Weebolt's Woods. Winchester, where Sandy's shortcut is. Then we pass by what would be Skull Valley. Aren't You Junction. Then we keep going down to the small Seagrave Spur, past a few Burma Shave signs. Keep going north and then east over Farflung at Wesley Crossing. Waterworks, we passed a while back there, and back at Adobe City. Well, that'll be it for this week's video. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. I'm going to do more videos about Maricopa Live Steamers in the near future here, so stay tuned for that. You can turn on notifications to get notified for those videos and anything else I post. There's some meets coming up, so hope to see you, maybe some of you guys, in the coming springtime. But as always, thank you so much for watching, like, comment, and as always, this is Nate's Vintage Trains. Keep it old school, Jesus loves you, and God bless you all.